Basketball isn't easy. All my life, I've been striving to make myself better. It's a full-time commitment. To be the best, you have to work the hardest. You have to chase what seems impossible over and over and over again. Because giving up is not an option. And when you feel like you've reached your limit, it's only the beginning. That's when it's time to dig deep, to find the courage to push some more. Because if you got the drive, the discipline, and the resolve to do what it takes to make yourself great, then the rewards are endless.
Welcome to 2K Sports, and we've got basketball. I'm Damon Bruce. A Sunday broadcast of the NBA. It's the Miami Heat facing off against the San Antonio Spurs. And that'll do it from the studio. Let's get you out to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports broadcast crew at the arena. I'll see you back here at halftime.
Friends, new strangers.
Welcome, everyone. Let's get ready for some NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Clark Kellogg and Steve Kerr. And joining us a bit later from the sidelines, Doris Burke. Our starting lineups will look at the matchups here and who we'll see for our starting five for both teams. First, for the Heat, Chalmers and D. Wade are the guards. And playing at the 5, the always versatile 6'11" star big man, able to score inside and out, Chris Bosh. And it's LeBron James, and it's Haslam in at the 4 spot. And for San Antonio, Parker and Danny Green are your 1 and your 2. And in the middle, out of Brazil, taken with a 28th pick back in 2008, the 6'11" pivot man, Thiago Splitter. Then there's Kawhi Leonard, and it's Duncan in at the 4.
You know, no denying it's been a heck of a run the last few years for the Heat, but you can't help but wonder if the impending 2014 summer of free agency could be the end of it all. The big three came together in a flash of lightning, it seemed, but it could end just as fast if one or all decide to opt out.
It'll be the Heat off the tip. Parker against Chalmers. Outside Bosh. Leads him in there. Shot's good. And Clark, as you were saying, the trio of LeBron, Wade, and Bosh all have options in their contract to become free agents in 2014 if they choose to. And, Steve, you have to think that at least 1 or 2 of them might exercise that right.
Well, you know LeBron will, because he's the most underpaid athlete probably in the history of sports. He's worth 10 times what he makes. But it's going to be interesting to see what Miami does here the next couple of years with their roster.
And they'll turn it over. Could not get off a shot. 24-second violation. Miami with the ball. Wade outside. And it's going to be a goaltending call here, so they'll count the bucket.
Well, Kevin, he's extremely adept at creating his own shot. You know, we got a lot of catch-and-shoot guys in the NBA, but players who can beat you off the dribble and score are tough to come by.
And that's not all there is to say about him, Steve. I mean, he also is a master of the pick and roll. Get the ball in his hands and set a screen for him, and there will be an easy bucket after.
You know, if you just look at the numbers without knowing who Dwayne Wade was, you'd think he was probably 6'7" or 6'8", but the way he blocks shots and rebounds, even at 6'4", he just plays much bigger than he really is.
All right, now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
He talked about the challenge of game planning for Tim Duncan. He said Tim is one of the best to ever do it on the low block. We've just got to play the percentages, force him to his left, and force him to make tough, contested shots. Guys, even though Duncan isn't a deadly free throw shooter, he knows how to draw contact. They want to avoid getting baited into silly fouls. Back to you.
And as always, Doris, thank you. The first free throw is good. And you go back, Clark, to that big man game for Wade, averaging about a blocked shot a game for his career.
Well, you think about it. He's 6'5", but he actually has a 6'11" wingspan. And you're not going to find a stronger guy at the shooting guard position. He's over 220 pounds, and there's nothing extra there. So he brings a lot to the table.
Now here's Leonard. Out of bounds, Miami takes possession.
That's a major mental mistake. I mean, there's no other way for me to describe it. He didn't know where he was on the court. That's a basic fundamental. You have to be alert to where you are.
Here's Chalmers. Here's Bosch, rejected by Splitter, and they're able to recover. Wade kicks to Chalmers. Back to Wade. Wade gets a screen from Bosch. He dishes it to Chalmers. Clock at 6. Bosch sets the pick for Chalmers. Over Splitter. Here's Haslam. Out to Wade. LeBron outside. They shoot again. It's rebounded by Splitter.
Well, he won't miss many of those, especially with the defender not in the best of positions there.
The Heat have gone 2 of 6 from the field.
You know, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last season, guys, was that they were able to finish games strong. You think a group of vets might run out of gas, but the opposite was true with this group. They turned it up down the stretch and were one of the most productive teams in the league in terms of fourth quarter points.
And here is Parker after LeBron James hitting the three. And here's Green outside, and it's good on the assist by Parker. Green's got 5 points so far. Chalmers with it, guarded now by Duncan. Chalmers with a screen on Duncan. Haslem, rebounded by the Spurs. Well, Clark, a big part of why the Spurs were so good last year in the fourth was because they have so many options when possessions, Steve, start getting critical and the game is tight.
Well, no question. You got Parker to create off the dribble. You can always throw it into the low post to Duncan. But on top of that, you've got a roster full of guys who understand how to play the game and know how to play each other. Just the experience that this group has gained together over the years, I think allows them to execute under pressure.
Parker outside, back to Leonard. Lets it go with the three. And that one's good. Leonard's got himself on the board with 3 there.
And you can't leave him alone, especially from long range.
Wade with it, now defended by Boris Diaw. And it's sent back by Splitter. And that one's good. And that's now 6 points for Dwayne Wade. Spurs trail by 3. Parker outside. Outside, Green. Dishes to Leonard. Makes the lead pass. Here's Parker. And a big bounce off the rim, but it sinks right in. Parker's got his first points of the game.
Heat head coach Eric Spoelstra worked his way
with some changes. Chris Anderson has checked in for Bosch. Pattier comes in for Udonis Haslem. And it's Allen in for Dwayne Wade. LeBron outside. He feeds it to Anderson. Back to LeBron. Pass to Cole. Shot clock at 5. And the shot is good. And back to Coach Eric Spoelstra as a guy who got his start as a video coordinator picking the game apart. Steve, he's very comfortable with the new advanced stat movement, analytics in the NBA.
Yeah, and I've had a chance to speak with him quite a bit. He says that the way they use advanced stats is just as a conversation piece in the coaching room. Their analytics department will bring them various information, and it will force them to ask questions, which is very healthy for a coaching staff to do.
For Miami, they've gone 5 of 12 from the field since the opening tip. Adier outside. LeBron James on the wing.
Oh, man, what a play.
The rim rattler.
Just a remarkable jam. These fans' jaws are on the ground right now.
Yeah, that is Showtime stuff right there. Major highlight reel material.
Spurs trail by 3. Parker kicks to Bellinelli. Back to Parker. This one for 3. Parker with another miss.
Things have kind of gone south for him here in the quarter.
LeBron passes to Cole. The feed to Anderson. That's good. San Antonio's gotten just 2 of 6 to fall from three-point range so far in the first. Outside, Bellinelli. No good. Excellent D there from Allen.
You know, they've been beating this club to a lot of loose balls and rebounds here early on.
Love the work ethic they've come out of the locker room with.
LeBron dishes to Cole. LeBron kicks to Battier. And there's another one for the Heat. And that does it for the first quarter. Heat lead by 7. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And a moment here to take a look at the scoring breakdown for Miami.
And the points they're getting in the lane will really help them open up the floor.
Also, what passing we've seen from them here early. I mean, there could be a big number in the assist column if this keeps up.
Now let's go to Doris Burke. Doris?
Guys, Tony Parker summed up his role this way. Quote, the last 2 or 3 years, it's become my team. Pop is challenging me to become the franchise player. On Tony Parker's greater role, Tim Duncan says, quote, the load has switched over to him. It's a big thing, and he's handled it great. Guys, he's delivered, one of the top 10 players in the league last year.
That's right, Doris. Thanks.
Well, Pop and the team really believe in him. I mean, they trust him, and he's rewarding that trust.
The Spurs have always been very mindful of resting key players during the regular season. Some of it has to do with age of their players. Some of it is regarding talent because they knew they were a playoff team most years. And you look at the research, there is something to be said for not playing guys when they're fatigued because injuries are more likely if you play tired.
Kawhi Leonard is checked in for San Antonio. Green comes in for Marco Bellinelli. Second quarter of basketball, about 1 minute played so far. And that's out of bounds. Miami will retain possession. And back to the Spurs and their strategy of resting their star players, not without some controversy. The NBA, as you may recall, fined the Spurs and Coach Popovich for sitting all their starting players for a nationally televised game back in November.
Well, it was their 4th game in 5 nights, and Pop wanted to rest some of their guys because of just the nature of their schedule. But I think the problem was he didn't give the league advance warning. And that game against Miami, when he rested those 3 players, he actually sent them home. And I think that was a little shot at the league. And that's why there was a problem, and that's why the Spurs and Popovich ended up getting fined.
Leonard attacking. Got him with the pump fake. Savvy move right there. Leonard's got 5 points so far.
And it was almost like he was surprised to be that wide open, yet he knocked it down.
LeBron kicks to Cole. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. And the Heat lead by 7. San Antonio's gone 1 of 2 on 3-pointers here in the second quarter so far. Passes to Green. From outside, off the mark.
They are really getting the work done inside with their rebound.
Now, not giving up too many second chance opportunities, which is always important, and that's been one of the reasons they have the lead right now.
Now here's LeBron. 7-point game, the biggest lead in the game.
You know, every great player needs someone to push them to be better. LeBron said last year that, that's what Kevin Durant does with him. I think he works as hard as he does, knowing that Durant is coming to try to take his spot as the best player in the league.
Offensive rebound. They kick it out to Green. Gets the three-pointer to fall. Green's got 8.
Offensively, he's just one of those guys that needs a touch of space to get his shot up. That's all. And if he runs his man off a screen or somehow finds an opening, that's it. He's going to let that thing go.
And at the end of the day, Steve, you just have to respect his overall defensive acumen. I mean, it's not just one thing he does well at that end. He knows how to guard from A to Z.
And going back to LeBron for the time being, he's solidified Clark is standing, I think everyone would agree, is the best player in the NBA.
Well, how about 4 league MVP trophies to his credit? One of only 5 players in league history to win that many. One of only a few players to be both MVP of the league and MVP of the finals in the same year.
For their own strategy and for the players, this is where you have a chance to get rehydrated with Gatorade. So put out your best effort as the game wears on, guys.
It's amazing when you're playing during a season, if you go through a stretch where you don't hydrate, it can have a major physical toll on you. Your body wears down quicker, you don't recover as fast, and that can really take its toll over the course of an 82-game season.
The Spurs shooting their first free throw of the game.
When something works for you, you stay with it. The Heat saw after the 2012 finals that small ball was very effective for them. You can see why they chose to do that, given how hard it is to find a power forward that can match up with LeBron. Makes good sense.
And just over 3.5 minutes played here in the second quarter. Back to Bosch. The dish to LeBron. 6 to shoot. Off target from the baseline. And mismatches really are what make an NBA offense go at times. Not only can Miami overpower you, Steve, with their sheer talent at times, but if you're trying to guard a perimeter play with a big, you're going to be in trouble.
Well, some people still see small ball as a gimmick, but for Miami, it's different because you've got LeBron James playing the power forward. But it's not really small ball. He can rebound, he can defend, he can do everything. And so the Heat become a nightmare to guard at the other end, and you can rarely take advantage of them offensively.
A chance here to catch up with the 4th member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Yes, Kevin, a lot of the Spurs' success is because they are able to manage the cap so well. It comes from them getting their key players to take just a little less when they renew their contracts. Tony Parker explained, quote, "I think it's just the atmosphere here, the family atmosphere. For me personally, why I did it was because deep down in my heart, I know Pop will take care of me until the end of my career. Seems that it's worth a few extra dollars to have that kind of security, guys."
Great leadership from the top on down. And Doris, credit the players for really buying in.
Maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that.
And we know he's capable of those memorable dunks.
But they've got a nice lead. Don't take any chances. The simple one-hander is just fine. Rebounds are split just about down the middle in this game, Clark.
I'd venture to guess whichever team is able to maintain that energy level on the glass will have the upper hand the rest of the way.
LeBron, he's checked in for the Heat. Parker kicks to Green. He passes it to Duncan. Feeds it to Splitter. Ginobili. That 3 off the mark.
With the time left, they can trade 2 for 1 here.
If they hurry.
And that one's good by LeBron.
I don't know what's happening to their defense. They don't have any effort, any purpose.
And it's really costing them. The last 5 baskets at that end have been on very easy looks.
And stolen by LeBron. And now LeBron pushing it up. No one back to stop him. And it's out of bounds to the Heat as Miami. LeBron with it. Leonard picks him up. 6-second difference between the shot and game clock. Bosch passes to LeBron. Back to Bosch. And boy, that looked like goaltending. Yes, it is. And so they will award the basket there.
He got there late, but you do have to like the aggressiveness to go after the block. But that one's going to count.
Fans don't like that call one bit.
Well, the officials got an earful as a result.
That's a 2 from Bellinelli. And the shot falls short this time. And the whistle blows. It'll be on Thiago Splitter. That's his first foul. Just 4 seconds left to play here in the half. Wade for 3, and that's not going to go. And so that's the end of the first half. Miami ahead. They lead by 9. And we'll be back right after halftime to get the third quarter underway.
Now, presented by Sprint.
Sunday action is in full swing, so let's break down the first half for you. Miami up on top against San Antonio. They've been relentless attacking the rim, dominating in points in the paint, and the bodies down low have been banging away. Through 2 quarters, LeBron in complete control. At the break, 11 points and is up to his usual tricks, dropping a lot of dimes all over the court. And for the Spurs, they're still gutting it out. They've been cooking offensively, confidence, composure, and soft touch. Tony Parker's dishing it out, and the other team is taking it. He's got 7 points, and he's stacking up the assists too, keeping the defense off balance with his passing. That's it for us here in the studio. Thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.
The Sprint Halftime Report, presented by Sprint.
Now the second half about to start up and begin any moment.
Only 3 teams in the entire Eastern Conference had a better than 500 record against the West, and no surprise the Heat were one of those 3 against Western Conference opponents all year long.
Spurs trail by 9. Back to Leonard from downtown. It's hauled in by the Heat. Wade's got 4 rebounds now tonight. LeBron, no good.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Mark, adding on to what you were saying about the Heat versus the West, they ended up 25-5, which is incredible, Steve, given how many tough teams that are in the Western Conference.
That's amazing, Kevin. They had a better record against the West than they did against the East in terms of their winning percentage. So I think that speaks to just how motivated Miami was when they went out on the road to the West in particular to really show everybody how good they were. The offensive execution really well done. They got the ball in tight for the high percentage shot.
Wade against Green. There's the lob to the hoop, and it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it.
Well, that's inexcusable to throw a pass that far off the mark.
And with a little over a minute gone, the second half is underway.
Well, if you're going to learn from someone, you might as well take some lessons from Tim Duncan. That's what Thiago Splitter has done in San Antonio, really kind of growing up under the tutelage of one of the great players of all time.
Really hard to decide, guys, which was better.
All of the above.
And it's going to be out of bounds. The Spurs will take it. And Splitter taken 28th by the Spurs way back in the 2007 draft. But they had to wait 3 seasons, Clark, for him to come over from Spain. And as Greg Popovich was saying just this past season, he's finally showing what he can do because he's been healthy.
Yeah, agreed, Kevin. And I think it was a wait worth making,
yes,
quite honestly. I mean, one of the premier backup centers in the NBA the last 3 seasons, and he earned himself a nice payday with his new contract, too.
And Leonard gets it to go.
Guys, they've had a solid start to the second half offensively. Gotten good looks, and they've made 3 out of 4 of them.
Here's Wade. And he overshot that one, missing.
Boy, we don't see that too often. No defender on him, and he just clanks the open jumper.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and it's slammed in by Splitter.
Coach Popovich was fine last season for sitting out his top players in a nationally televised matchup against the Heat. I certainly understand the league's posture there, and it was a lot said about it. Yet, for a veteran team like the Spurs with championship aspirations, I understand resting key players during the course of the regular season.
Here's Parker after the made shot from Chalmers. Lays it in off the pretty alley-oop.
Well, you knew the run would come, and here it is. They're playing well now, trying to get back in this thing.
Yeah, pretty good comeback effort here. Rolling along nicely, and they've gotten themselves within striking distance now.
Now here's Wade. He's got 8. Back to Bosch. And he stuffs it. What a pass to set him up.
With that reverse jam, the fans got a little extra show there.
That one definitely had something, you're right, extra on it.
That was one of those 3 or 4 plays that you see every night in an NBA.
That's $250,000. Steve, that'll leave a dent.
Yeah, no doubt. But, Popovich enjoys tweaking the league at times. This was clearly an effort to do that. But, look, I think it's good for him to actually kind of let the league know every once in a while that if you're going to give us that kind of schedule with my older team, I'm going to sit them down once in a while.
Kept alive. Duncan dishes to Splitter. Parker outside. Takes the 3. And it's Wade with the rebound. Miami leading by 5. LeBron kicks to Chalmers. Leonard with the steal. Parker outside. Green left side. Duncan. Nailed from three-point land. Duncan's got his first 3 points of the game.
Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
Yeah, they have the defense on the run right now because every pass seems to have a purpose. They're getting great movement, great spacing, and they're really lining them up defensively.
Now, here's Chalmers. Bosch can't hit.
I thought he'd make that one. And that's his range, and the defense nowhere to be seen.
And as you might expect for the team with the second-best record in the West, the Spurs dominated the East last season, played each team twice for a total of 30 games, and went 25-5 in that stretch.
Chris Anderson has checked in for Udonis Haslem. Wade with it. Now Green defending. Wade double team. He lobs it up.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And that's the play we're going to remember when this game is all said and done.
Parker passes to Leonard. And it's good on the assist by Parker. And it's 13 points for Kawhi Leonard. And Clark, back to what you said about the Spurs in the East, it was far and away the best record against the conference, Steve, for a team in the West.
Yeah, the second best record was Memphis with 22 wins. So kind of scary to think that they rested their big stars a few times against teams in the East, and they were still able to put up that kind of a record.
And that one's good. And it's 13 points for LeBron.
Well, their plan of attack has been pretty clear to see. Get the ball inside and just take it strong to the hoop. Be dominant in the lane.
Well, the defense has been very slow to adjust. I mean, that's 10 straight points now inside.
Now here's Leonard. He's got 13. And there's the call on James. That'll be his second foul of the game. And the Spurs with some changes. Matt Bonner comes in for Tim Duncan. And it's Ginobili in for Daniel Green. Here's Ginobili. 6 on the shot clock. It's Parker with the drive. And that one's good. Parker's got 9.
Well, he's not a guy that's just going to settle for pulling up. When he has an opportunity, he's going to take it strong to the hoop.
Bosch with it. Now guarded by Bonner. Some nice ball movement here by the Heat. Good on the shot. And 12 points for Dwayne Wade.
They are owning the lane right now. Every one of their last 10 points has come either at or near the rim.
Great looks in tight because they're finding lanes to the hoop whenever they want them.
Ginobili outside for the tie. Count the bucket. 6 points for him.
The road back hasn't been an easy one, but they've managed to climb all the way out of the hole and tie this game.
I have to say, pretty remarkable, Steve. At one point, I thought they were done.
That's the end of the third, and it's all tied up. And we'll be back right after this. The fourth quarter of action getting underway. We've had a great one so far with both sides coming to play. Wade with it. Stolen by Ginobili. And a fast break now for the Spurs. Ginobili leading the charge. Diaw with it. And Bosch picks him up defensively. And there's the pass to Diaw. And he misses the go-ahead basket.
He certainly didn't take advantage of the poor defense, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
No, that's for sure, because this guy's too good of a shooter to miss that look consistently.
Here's Bosch. Shot is off. And San Antonio will go the other way with it. Leonard against Betty. Leonard off the pick from Diaw. Miami grabs the miss. Bosch has got 4 rebounds in this game.
You've got to like what they've been doing down there in the low post, Clark.
I do. I love it. Their rebounding has been outstanding. So important in a tight game.
Now here's Parker. And he swishes it right through. Parker's got the fourth quarter started here with a bucket for the Spurs.
You know, he's not the most flashy point guard out there, and you don't hear his name when people talk about the best point guards in the game, but I think Parker is one of the best in the business when it comes right down to it. He's able to do so many things out there for you and just had a dominant season for the Spurs a year ago.
Steve, Parker's fearlessness going to the hoop is what makes him such a devastating player in crunch time. Often you'll see him go right into a bigger guy, take the contact, and still find a way. Look out. Watch out now. Man, he got fancy with that one, didn't he?
Yeah, maybe trying to give them the momentum boost they need to break this game open.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, some coaches might want to see just a sure-handed lay-in, but I say put as much as you can on the finish and get your teammates going.
Down to 5 on the shot clock. But they'll get another chance. Leonard dishes to Parker. He kicks it to Duncan. Oh, and there's the alley-oop. Oh, and they get in the way of the alley-oop. Not to be. Good play defensively. Allen passes to LeBron. Duncan with the block. Kicks it to Leonard. Pass to Duncan. He dishes it to Ginobili. 3-pointer. Chris Bosch with the rebound. Bosch has got his 5th rebound in this one. LeBron kicks to Chalmers. LeBron passes to Allen. Good, and the assist goes to LeBron.
Saying to his team, the game's still in question, but he told his players, guys, this is when it's fun, right? Time is winding down, a close game. This is where you show the preparation and the time you put in. Kevin, we'll see if they respond.
The Heat have gone just 33% from the field in the fourth quarter so far. They are 2 of 6. Allen. Again, Allen missing. Leonard attacking. High quality look, and he sinks it.
He is setting this place on fire, fellas. His shooting has been off the charts.
They get a hand on it. Pulls up. Misses off the left iron. Ginobili dishes to Splitter. Parker outside. From deep. It's hauled in by LeBron. LeBron's got his 3rd rebound tonight. Good.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
Yep, that's something that the defense has to put a stop to. Maybe a defensive adjustment is necessary here.
Parker kicks to Ginobili. Parker, defended by Chalmers. Back to Ginobili. Fires from deep. And the shot is good.
This is incredible. It's been a 3-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
Chalmers with it. He's picked up by Parker. And the Heat making a change here. Wade outside. Working on Green. Wade double team. It's stolen. The drive by Green. Quick shot there, and it's off target.
You know, that mid-range jump shot is not his strong suit, even when he gets a good look like that.
Now that is a quick bucket. Pretty good in transition.
That's right. That's exactly right. He loves when he gets the chance to get out and run. That's when he's at his best.
Parker kicks to Diaw. Back to Parker. Dishes it to Diaw. They kick it out to Green. That doesn't go either for Green. Or Miami, they've gotten just under 45% of their attempts to drop in the fourth. 4 of 9. LeBron passes to Bosh. And he can't bank that one in. Right side, Leonard. Left side, Leonard. Parker. Parker, right side. Green. He's covered by Bosh. Just 5 to shoot. Diao dishes to Leonard. Cans the three.
Second three.
There's 47 seconds left in the fourth quarter. The Spurs shooting in the fourth quarter, not pretty, down around 29%. Guys are not going to be in any rush on this possession.
Not with the lead. I mean, now's the time to use the clock to your advantage. Take your time. Milk the clock a little bit.
Parker outside. 5 on the clock. Leonard. It's good from beyond the arc.
Every point they get now puts them one step closer to the W.
If they're not there already, Steve, just a tremendous all-around game of basketball they've played.
Splitters checked in for the Spurs. Duncan comes in for Boris Diaw. Connects! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3. And a big play there to mute the crowd.
Yeah, that one kind of took all of the life out of them there, Kevin.
Kind of quieted the voices in here, didn't it? Yeah, no question the right call at this point. You can't let them just dribble it out.
That's right. I mean, you've got to send them to the line and hope for a few misses.
Gets the first, and that gives them a 4-point cushion. And so both free throws are good, and it's a 5-point game.
And that makes it a 2-possession game now. Those could turn out to be vital free throws.
Wade from outside, connects from downtown.
Very well done. He is a confident, dynamic scorer.
6 seconds left in the fourth. Parker kicks to Splitter. Yes!
Finding the open man every trip down the floor.
Certainly seems like he's doing that, Steve. I mean, it's been a great passing day for him.
And so it's San Antonio who's straight by with the win. And Clark, you know, it was quite a nail-biter.
Yeah, it was tight. Their guys were able to come up with big plays down the stretch, and that's the difference.
Well, it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan, along with our 2K Sports crew, thanking you for tuning in. Now it's time to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Tony Parker.
If I take you there, would you believe in fairy tales? Oh, a place where no one feels the pain, living without suffering.